Hey, hey, how's it going? How's it going? Everybody, how's everybody doing? Doing. Today we're gonna be talking about wholesaling real estate because that's been my hot topic this week. Everybody want to know about it now. I'm telling you, it's the quickest way to get into real estate. I'm gonna go through some things with you guys that we actually do need to talk about. So we can get it together. Grab your pens, grab your papers, and share this live out with at least three of your friends, three people that you know need to hear about real estate, especially if they're a real estate agent, especially if they're real estate agents, because y'all love to tussle with me in these streets, these real estate agents. Why is it not showing me? Okay, let's try it. Hey girls, hey, how y'all doing? Let's get in here. Let's get into it because for some reason it's not letting me connect on my Instagram. But hey, it is what it is. Instagram want to be funny acting? Let them be funny acting. Share this live out with three of your friends. Let's get ready to get into it. My name is Lisa Robinson. I am the founder and creator of the Creative Wealth Academy, a 12-month program that will allow you to learn, earn, invest, and diversify in real estate in 12 months. This year, I had the great idea to I had this great idea that I was going to teach it live. So that's been real interesting. We're going to do that. You know, who does that, right? So we were going to teach the whole entire course live stream. And I'm still doing it. So I've been meeting some very nice people this week, some nice real estate agents across the country. And we've been talking about how they have gotten into, how they want to get into, I should say, real estate. So since they want to get into it, I'm gonna get them into it. Why not? All right. Now, first things first, let's why is it not allowing me? I don't know. If you're on Instagram and you can see me live stream, please say yes. Because I can't, it's not showing me that I'm on, but it's showing that I'm on, if that makes sense. And probably didn't make no sense to nobody but me. But anyway, we are going to be doing some things this year in real estate that you won't see. You could probably see it somewhere else, but it's going to cost you way more than doing it with me. All right. Now, so the one thing I do want to say to you guys is this. How about, excuse me, what we're going to do today is we're going to talk a little bit about wholesaling. I'm going to tell you a little bit about what it is and how you can get started. I'm going to give you some quick tips on how you can get started wholesaling real estate for little to no money out of pocket. That's what we're going to do. All right. All right. Now, I really want to be live on Instagram because this is important for Instagram too. So I'm going to do this because Instagram is my friend. Here we go. See, now we live on Instagram too. Hey, IG, welcome to the party. It's going to show me a little bit off on Instagram, but there we go. That works. Okay, so what we're going to be talking about today is, like I said, we're going to be talking about wholesaling real estate because a lot of you have come to me and said that you want to learn how to wholesale real estate, but you don't really know exactly what to do. I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to give you three, three quick steps that you can do and start wholesaling real estate. Now, are you going to be able to go out and close a deal? Probably not because you don't know the numbers. But I'm going to give you three places where you can find properties. Okay. Because a lot of y'all, that's the one thing a lot of people ask me, where do you find these properties? All around. The first thing first, for this, if you've never been here before with me, I am Delisa Robinson, y'all's favorite real estate diva out here, slutting it up in these real estate streets and also giving it to you straight with no chaser. I am not going to sugarcoat this. I'm not Willy Wonka. This is not the chocolate factory. We are not going to sugarcoat anything. I like to bake, but not on IG. I'm not your IG chef, okay? So, what we're going to do, and what I need you guys to understand that we're going to do is we're going to try and get you out of what we call your comfort zone. Because that's the first thing you need to do if you want to be successful in real estate. You have to get comfortable being uncomfortable. That's just it. You have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. And that's how it's going to work out for you. And that's the only way it's going to work out for you. Now, I want to tell you guys over on Instagram, my phone is acting funny with the charger. It may not charge. So you can go to YouTube or you can go over to Facebook if that's what y'all prefer to do. Now, grab your pens, grab your papers, because the content is about to begin. Everything that I need to show you, everything I need to tell you is getting ready to be told to you now. So we're going to talk about where can you find properties, because that's the one thing that everybody seems to somewhat forget. Where can you find properties? What can you do with these properties? How can you find properties? Where can you find properties? And the one thing I can tell you is the easiest place to find properties if you want a quick sale, Facebook Marketplace. Didn't think about that, did y'all? Well, 90% of the homes that are on Facebook Marketplace are not listed with a real estate agent. They're listed directly with the seller. You can go in, negotiate a price, and then assign it to someone else. It's already for sale, so you're going to want to show it. It's already out there. Same thing with Craigslist. Same things with Zillow. Same Realtor.com in their for sale by owner section. You can do the same exact things. So you have to go Craigslist. Now, a lot of people will say this. They'll say, hey, Lisa, what about the MLS? Let me explain to you why, if you're new, but you don't know what you're doing, if you're new or don't know what you're doing, I don't suggest starting off with the MLS. On the MLS is the multiple listing service that real estate agents use to put properties out there so the whole world can see them, correct? Now, ahead and say yes. Yes. Okay. Now, here's the thing. When you list with a real estate agent, there's certain criteria that the real estate agent is going to ask for that you, the wholesaler, do not have. Especially if you just starting out and you broke. And I mean broke, five, broke. Okay. First thing you're going to need is proof of funds. And I'm telling you now, as a real estate agent, as a real estate broker, as a real estate agent, I am going to verify your proof of funds. So don't come giving me some letter from your lawyer that says you have this money, because letters from lawyers are not proof of income. Now, can a lawyer have proof of funds? Yes. Here's how a lawyer, and the only way a lawyer is going to write you a letter that says you have proof of funds, if said funds are in their account, waiting to close. Then they will write a letter saying, yes, we have XYZ LMNOP dollars being held in escrow for this closing. That's the only way a lawyer is going to do that. If I have any lawyers that's listening, am I right or wrong? They're not going to do that. I had this guy write me I had this guy who sent me proof of funds for one of my deals from an attorney, and I called the attorney's office. Yes, I did. Called the attorney and sent the attorney the proof of funds letter because he was an actual client of theirs, but he was a wholesaling client. And he used for somehow, some way, he was using their letterhead to write proof of funds letters, and they were fake. Politely sent it over to the attorney. I don't know if he's still that person's attorney. I don't know if they're still representing him or not. I doubt it because that's fraud. Lucky you don't get caught up in some handcuffs, some nice silver bracelets. You can. Okay. Now, it's number one. Number two, if you're dealing with a house that's on the MLS, that means it's listed on the market, you are going to turn off a lot of the buyers that normally work with wholesalers because they're known as investors. And most investors do not like to buy properties that are listed on the market. Here's why: they don't want to deal with multiple offers. Proof of funds are not often stressed enough. Oh yeah, it's a definite thing. I ask for proof of funds on all my deals. Off market, on market, wholesale, retail, it does not matter. If you're coming with me, you're gonna provide me with proof of funds. And I'm gonna verify it. And that's because of that's what happened to me too many times. I've gotten so many times where a deal fell apart because the person didn't have the money. Okay. So that happens. And I don't want to deal with that anymore. Right. Now, what we can do is this. I'm going to verify your proof of funds. You need to have proof of funds. Another thing is the real estate agent is going to want to have an EMD. You're only going to get 5 days of due diligence, and sometimes even three, because you more than likely you went for this, you thought you was going for this cheap property, you're calling this real estate agent, and if you get one that's on top of their game, they're not going to play with you. So stop playing with them. All right. Thank you. Okay. So, what I need y'all to do and what I need y'all to understand and realize is this: don't mess around with these houses on the MLS if you don't have proof of funds. That's going to have to be paid within 24 to 48 hours. Don't go messing with these real estate agents on the MLS if you don't have a valid proof of funds. And don't go messing around with these real estate agents if you do not have an actual buyer. Quickest way to ruin a relationship is by screwing up one of their deals. Believe me, because I'll be pissed off. I'm just telling y'all, be mad about it. And so that's that. And then also, you just don't want to mess with, like I said, real estate is a relationship business. It's all about who you know, what you know, how you do, what you do. And you always want to build, and it's about relationships, how you interact with people, how do you communicate with people, how do you work with people? Did you keep your word? Did you not keep your word? They're going to ask, and you need to be ready to understand that if you cannot build a relationship, you will not be successful in real estate. Okay. All right. Now, another place, I already told you, Facebook, Zillow, Craigslist. Now, where else can you find properties that are already for sale? Other wholesalers, JV programs. You can JV with people all day, every day. I JV with a lot of people. I'm JVing with a couple people this week. So I JV with people and I tell them all the time, you can end up with not making the money that you need to make because you can quickly get to a close by getting stuff that's for sale by owner, getting stuff that's in Facebook Marketplace, getting stuff that's on Craigslist, getting someone JVing with another wholesaler is where you can find properties as well. And PropStream. Now, here's the thing with PropStream. A lot of y'all don't know how to use it. You don't, and I'm not even going to get into it right now because that's something I do on a Zoom in my Creative Wealth Academy. I can do that on the Zoom. And I go in and I teach them how to find properties. I teach them how to the expired listings. They were already for sale. Now they're not. But I guarantee you they still want to sell. So why not? Go in, find out what they want, and sometimes those are gonna be pretty houses, houses that nobody else that couldn't sell because maybe the buyer wanted too much money for. These are the properties you can go in and try and do lease with an option to purchase, subject to financing and taking over the mortgage, or seller financing and them being your lender. So that's where you can do it, but y'all don't hear me. Y'all don't want it. Y'all don't want that smoke. Y'all don't want that type of stuff. Y'all just sitting here like, oh no, the least I know what you're talking about. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Very much. So I do. So that's the three places, gave you more than three actually, where you can actually go and find properties that have either been for sale and are no longer for sale, but they still want to be sold, or properties that are already for sale and you can just cherry pick what you want. You can go to Craigslist, you can go to Facebook Marketplace, you can go on Zillow or any other website that does for sale by owner. You can go on the MLS and you can also do PropStream and get the expired MLS listings. Y'all didn't know that, huh? I know. Now, what else? If you and I wanted to ask you, I'm going to tell you guys too. If you have questions, you can drop your questions in the comments. I'll be more than happy to answer. On Facebook, I can see some of your questions. I can't see all of them, but I can see some of them. Excuse me. It's been a long, rough day. I'm sitting here right now before you, and I'm looking very calm and very collected, and my mind on the inside is going just like this. I feel like a little hamster on a wheel inside my head right now. My ADD is kicking in. My anxiety is also kicking in too, right? Now, we talked about what is wholesaling. We talked about how wholesaling is flipping contracts instead of flipping and you're assigning your position in the deal. Now, a lot of you, let me back that up. Some of you, not a lot, some of you don't have the understanding of what it is that you're supposed to do when you do it. Is there a workaround for EMD or proof of funds? Yes, there's always a way, and it's called negotiation. I had somebody ask me for proof of funds once, and I said, well, we're getting ready to close in 7 days. No, they asked me for the EMD. I was like, we're getting ready to close in 7 days. Your last buyer dropped out. I found you a buyer. Why are you worried about the cash closing? Because guess what happens? Now they're like, wait a minute. Okay, as like if I ask for proof of funds, I'm it's a solid buyer. I know he's a solid buyer because he buys from me all the time. Your deal came up, I saw it and I thought of him. He's gonna give you the money on the strength of me. So no, we're not doing an EMD because we're paying cash in 7 days. We will put the entire balance in the escrow. We're not doing the cash. Because and that's because, that's because I had actual buyers. But see, the problem is y'all put these properties under contract and you don't even have a buyer yet. You don't even have a buyer's list. That's the first thing you should have done was build you a buyer's list. Then you would know what type of loans your buyers actually wanted. What type of properties your actual excuse me, I meant to say what type of properties your buyers actually wanted. Because a lot of y'all going out here and just putting all these properties under contract, and then you marketing all these properties. Well, guess what? A lot of them sitting on the market, sitting in your hold list for a long time under contract, and you don't have a buyer, and you end up dropping the price and dropping the price and dropping the price. So once you have the AB contract, do you take that on to the title first, or do you wait until you get the BC and take both? I send all my documents at the same time, but I also don't put anything under contract that I know I can't sell, if that makes sense. I don't put anything under contract that I can't sell. I have a burnout. Now, if you go down my Facebook page or my Instagram page, or even on my YouTube channel or my TikTok, you will see this house. It is a complete burnout. House was on fire. And when I say it was on fire, The house got barbecued, okay? And I got it under contract because people want deals and I priced it right. I asked for 50,000. They came in and said, "Oh, we'll give you 25." Okay. I had it under contract for 10. So that's how it is. But then the guy was like, can we go down a little bit more? So we ended up at 19.5. Okay, still. I still got 9,500. I'm good. It's a burnout. Now, for all of y'all saying, "Oh, you should be giving that extra money to the seller." The seller was like, "Get what you can get," because my sellers know what I do. I'm very open about what I'm doing. It's in my contract that I might be wholesaling this property. So, no, I don't play around. I don't play around like that. But to answer your question, Lene, most of the time I will have all both my contracts together and submitted, or within a day or two. I said it. And sometimes I've sold it before I even had it under contract. And I'll send the assignment first and then I'll get it sold later. Mhm. I've done a lot. But I only do that with my buyers because sometimes I will take my buyer with me when I go do my initial walkthrough. I'll take my buyer with me. If I know I have a buyer who might want the house, I'll take them with me. Yes, I will. Also, for those of you tomorrow morning, I'm doing a 12-hour sale from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. on my one-on-one course for wholesaling real estate. What, Delisa? What you say, girl? Yep, sure am. It's on sale right now for y'all. I don't want y'all to think I'm acting funny or nothing, but I am. Okay, I am. And there's and what we're going to do, and what y'all need to do, and what y'all should be doing, because y'all be asking me some stuff, and I'll be like, "What? What you say? What you say, girl?" I do. So now, what do you get with one on one? One on one, you get me, this girl. Yeah, you get me one on one for 4 weeks. I am teaching. I only have 10 spots available. I'm telling you that now. I'm only doing 10 spots because I can't pay attention to more than 10 people. Well, I can because half of y'all gonna come in, y'all gonna do this. I'm gonna start giving out the homework, and you'll be like, "Ooh, wait a minute, I didn't sign up for this." Yes, you did. That's what you paid for. And I'm gonna make sure my objective is to get you a contract in two, in those 4 weeks. My whole purpose is to get you a deal in those 4 weeks. So as long as you do what I say and you do all the everything that you say you're going to do, that's the problem. A lot of y'all get in here and say y'all don't want to do it. Or y'all say, "Oh, I'm gonna make phone calls," and then you don't. "Oh, I'm gonna go drive for dollars," and then you don't. So we definitely gotta we definitely have to get in. So for 4 weeks, you're going to get me. We're going to meet once a week for 4 weeks for 1 hour each session, and we're going to go over. I'm going to review your progress, where you started from the last meeting or the first meeting. I'm going to say where you started from, where you are now, what you need to do to catch up if you haven't caught up, and where you need to go in case you haven't done the things that you need to do. Every week we're gonna meet and we're gonna talk about that. Okay. Second, you're going to get the course itself, 5+ hours of pre-recorded videos teaching you how to wholesale. Because our one-on-ones is not to teach you, is to implement what you've learned. So you will have to be in those classes and paying attention to those videos. There is a 60+ page workbook that goes along with the videos. Some of my people that I'm noticing, I'm looking on here now, and I'm seeing some of my people are in here who are already in the one-on-one, and they can tell you this is not a game. It's not a joke. And I'm not nice if you don't do what you say you're gonna do. Nope, I'm not. I ain't gonna even lie to you. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I don't like to. Okay. So we have to do that as well. And then you also get eight. There are eight different contracts that I use when I'm wholesaling real estate, and you're going to get a copy of all eight of my contracts that I use, and I use these contracts nationwide. So whatever it is that you want to do, or you feel like you can do, you can get it done. All right. That's it. That's all. Oh, how much does that cost, Elisa? Well, for the next 12 hours, it's only $497. 497 for the next 12 hours. Well, until 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. And then it's going back up to its normal price of $997 if you want to work one-on-one. Now, if you think you can do this by yourself and you don't need my help, you don't need me to guide you, don't need me to coach you, you don't want nothing to do with me, I don't like you anyway, Delete your attitude sucks. There is a DIY wholesaling course that I have, and it's all about you, all about what you want to do, and you get everything except the 4 weeks of coaching with me, and that's only 197. So you can do that too. So if anybody's interested in, I'm going to drop both links because I'm nice. Why not? I'm a very nice person when I want to be. Let me see. What's this? What's this? Like I said, this is going to be the first link I'm going to drop to you guys is the one for one-on-one coaching. So that's the one-on-one coaching. And we still out here doing this now. Don't get it twisted. We still gonna be out here doing everything that we got going on. But for right now, I need y'all to understand. And there's the link for one-on-one on Facebook. Then we also have the link for do it yourself. Like I said, if you want to do it yourself link, just DM me because I would have to go through too much to pull that out. But we can. Now, back to what we were talking about. Wholesaling real estate. Why people wholesale real estate for different reasons. Some people want to wholesale real estate because they need cash to put into other deals. That's why I mainly do it. Y'all saw it. If you didn't see it already, go back to my Facebook post today. I gave y'all the whole story about how because of some bad business decisions, and those bad business decisions was picking the wrong partners. It had everything to do with going into a wrong deal. And I ended up with $350,000 in bad debt. Let me explain to you what bad debt is when it comes to real estate. When it comes to real estate, bad debt is debt that doesn't pay for itself. That's called a bad debt. There's good debt. Like I have $100,000 mortgage on a duplex that I'm getting $1,700 a month for. That's good debt because it's paying for itself. And they're Section 8 tenants, so I'm guaranteed that money. They're paying for themselves. Now, you can do that, or you can I had $350,000 worth of bad debt. So I wasn't wholesaling at the time. I was flipping houses, and like I said, I got into a bad deal with some partners, and something was supposed to flip and it didn't flip because the flip wasn't done right. And between the contractor, it's just a big mess. We're not even going to talk about it. Okay. It's a big mess. And a lot of things happen behind that. So I said, how can I get out of debt after I sat down? When I tell you I sat there and I cried real tears. Okay. Real tears, not fake tears, some real tears, because I was like, how could people do me like this? I'm not a bad person. I, for lack of a better word, I don't F with nobody. Okay. I don't mess with people unless they mess with me. And I've always been that way. I don't start nothing. I will finish it, but I don't start nothing. And people just constantly just nagging and nagging, and everything just seemed to be coming down, coming down, coming down, coming down. So what I had to do was sit back and be like, you know what? How can I stop this? How can I get these investors their money back? How can I get out of out from under this debt? Wholesaling. I ain't gonna even hold you. Wholesaling real estate. I wholesale real estate. Even this week, I have 3 houses that I put under contract, and I put them under contract, and I will make $23,500 off of the 3 houses that I put under contract. Now, y'all know that's only an average about $6,000 a property, okay? And people get upset, like, "Wait a minute, what?" Yeah, but that's 23,000 this week. I plan to do another 25,000 next week. I'm already starting to look for properties. One of my one-on-one clients, she just sent me a request. She got a anybody know I need a 10 plus unit in Chicago. So if you got one for sale, hit me up, let me know. Because this is what we do. People are hitting us up, so we have to provide what they want. That's what my wholesaling team does. So we have to get this going. I'm looking for deals everywhere, anywhere, but I am not looking for them in New York State. I'm going to be honest. I will wholesale some things in New York State, but I would rather wholesale something in Milwaukee because I can close in 7 days. I would rather wholesale something in Detroit because I can close in 10 days. I would rather wholesale something in Alabama where I can close in 10 days. So that's where that comes from. People don't understand New York State takes too long to close. You be sitting here waiting for your money and whatever it is, whatever. So that's the thing with New York State. Because people ask me all the time why do I why do I say I don't like New York State? That's why it takes too long to close. Like I would have to have 10 New York deals lined up in order for me to feel okay. And that's the thing. Most of you wholesalers don't believe in a pipeline. Now, a pipeline is what I have going right now. I have 3 properties in different stages of closing. One that's due to close now, another one that's going to close in Alabama within the next 10 to 15 days, another one that's going to close in Syracuse in the next 20 to 30 days. But that's the thing. So now I have to start looking for more properties to wholesale. Y'all understand what I'm saying when I say that? Y'all pick that up, right? So that's what I mean when I say we have to have a pipeline. You should always have properties. You should have properties at different stages throughout your whole entire pipeline. So you're always closing. You should be. I'm trying to get my business because I'm just now starting back wholesaling, and people don't understand that. I did a little bit last year. This year, I am laser focused in because I have a goal that I want to hit. And I mean, I don't mind telling you, I want to hit 600,000 in wholesaling this year in December. I mean, by December 31st, I want to be sitting at 600,000 in assignment fees. I sure do. And I sure will do it. Now, I know y'all are saying, well, how do you figure that out? It's just what I want to do. Working on multiple projects. Yep, that's it. Now, this is my best friend in real estate. It's called a calculator. We go together. Okay. Now that's 600,000 divided by 12. That means I need to hit $50,000 a month, right? I just told you I did 23.5 this week. That's all I did for February because I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't really into it like that. Well, I was trying to be, but it was getting on my nerves. And I was like, I can't do it. So I started doing some other stuff because I had other stuff that I had to do. Well, now this week coming up, my goal is to add 25,000 to March. So for the first week of March, I want 25,000. The next week after that, I'm going to be on a vacation. Thank you, my friend Tina, for sponsoring my vacation. Mwah, I love you. And we've been friends since we were 12 years old, just so y'all know. And she said she was going on a vacation, so she said I needed to go on one too. So she bought me a ticket to go on vacation with her. That's what a friend do. Friends do that. I've done it for my friends too before. Believe it or not, I have. But yeah. So yeah. And it's just stressful. So you want to always be closing. ABC, always be closing. I don't know what other way to tell y'all that than how I just said it. So this is why people wholesale real estate to stack cash, which is what I'm trying to do. Everybody's like, you want $600,000, $50,000 a month. How are you going to do it? Well, first of all, I want 600,000 gross. I know it's going to cost me about $2,000 a month in order for me to make the 50,000. But that's the thing. When you're in business, every dollar you spend is supposed to bring you back $3 in profit. So you get your money back and twice and two times the profit. So my purpose is I have to get a JV. I'm not a JV. I have to get a VA, which is a virtual assistant, because Delisa can't sit still longer than this live stream. Honestly, I mean, if I'm reading a book, I could sit there and read a whole book in a day. If I'm watching a movie, I'm pretty much going to play iPad games on my iPad and watch a movie. It's just I can't just sit there. So what we're doing is I have to get my VA. My VA is going to make phone calls. She works 8 hours a day, Monday through Friday, 40 hours a week. Her salary is $1,200 a month. She in the Philippines, y'all don't say that's slave labor. I know, but that's what she told me she wanted. That's what you get. So $1,200 is going to go to her. She's going to make phone calls for 8 hours. $97 is going to go to PropStream. That's where I'm going to pull the list from. Then I'm going to spend money skip tracing the accounts. Absolutely will. Skip tracing these accounts. Then I have to pay for my SAM card. I have to pay for my lead pages. These are the things I have to pay for so that I can get things going. I've got to pay for Canva. I got to pay for all these behind the scenes things, my CRM, my text messages, my cell phone bill, my internet bill, all that stuff has to be paid for. So when I tell you guys that I'm not going to profit 600,000, believe that. Believe it. But I do plan to take this 600,000 minus my expenses, clear the rest of my debt. And I know all my people, some of my investors who are on here, they're like, yes, finally we can get our money back. Yep, that's going to happen. We're clearing debt. And I'm not going to wait until I get to 600,000 to do it. I'm doing it as I go along. Because remember, I told you guys when you are self employed, you need to work, you need to live in percentages. I pay myself a percentage of what I make every month. And then I pay out my bills. I pay myself. I pay out my bills. And then I invest in real estate or the stock market. So that's what you have to do. So that's what I'm doing. Okay. All right. So that is why I wholesale. I wholesale to give other projects. I have a goal of 600,000 for wholesaling, and I have a goal to acquire 20 doors this year. 20. That means 10 duplexes or 5 quads or whatever, or 120 unit building. I need 20 doors this year. That's what the 600,000 is going to fund. And for those of you who are looking and you're wondering how are you going to do this? This is what I teach my people in the Creative Wealth Academy so that I'm not the only one building a portfolio. We're all building a portfolio. So if that's where you want to be, that's where you want to be. We're supposed to meet tonight, but tonight is pretty much like a Q&A. So I said, well, let's do it live. And that's where we're at. All right, all right, all right. Say yes if you're having fun and you learned something new today. Because I always want y'all to learn something. Did y'all learn anything? Put yes in the comments if you learned something. No? Okay. Nobody learned it. All right, I'm fine. I did. I learned that I can do this. I can come on live stream and still be stressed out like nothing. And you wouldn't believe the stuff that's going on right now. I'm in danger of losing a deal tomorrow that's like really, really important to me. Thank you, Yolanda. Thank you, Queen Trey. I like you. Hello. Yeah, tomorrow I have to come up with a certain amount of money by 8:30 tomorrow morning. I sure do. And if I don't, I'm going to lose a property. I'm going to lose out on this property that I want because the seller won't give me another extension, even though I'll have all the money on Monday. They won't give me the extension until Monday. So that's the thing you got to worry about too. So always be closing, but always be prepared to lose. Sometimes you're going to lose. And even though I say I don't never lose, I learn. I've learned a lot about myself over dealing with this whole process, which I'll tell you all about it another day. That's another story for another day. But wholesaling, a lot of you real estate agents still feel like wholesaling. If you're a real estate agent and you think it's illegal to wholesale, or you were told it's illegal to wholesale, put illegal in the chat. If you are a licensed realtor or broker and you've heard or you felt or you've been told by your broker that wholesaling real estate is illegal, put the word illegal in the chat. I want to see. Ebony sent me to you. I would love to learn from you. Oh my gosh. Tell Ebony I said thank you so much. Do me a favor, Queen Trey, inbox me. I want you to leave the live stream, inbox me right now your contact information. I have a special that I'm running on my course. I don't know if you were in here when I was talking about that. I'm offering one on one coaching right now. So inbox me and I'll send you the link and we can talk about it. Okay? Because Ebony is real cool. I'm coming out to Milwaukee probably one day sometime this year. So I plan to have lunch with her and Larissa when I go out there. Especially Larissa. I'm still working with Larissa every day. So see how that works, guys? All right. Now, the one thing I want you guys to know is wholesaling is not illegal. It's not illegal. Say it again. It's not illegal. All right. Wholesaling is not illegal. You have to, certain states have certain regulations that you have to follow. And so they might say it's illegal for you to wholesale because you have a license. Or they might say it's illegal for you to wholesale if you don't have a license. And there's a way, as far as being a real estate agent with a license, you can use wholesaling as another option to offer to your sellers and still stay in good with your broker. You still run that transaction through your broker, but it's a wholesale deal. And for those of you who feel like, oh, I feel it's unethical, they should get all their equity and this and the other, well, you just put a flat rate fee on it. And they still make all the money that's over. There's a way to do things to make you feel good down in your spurt. And there's a way to do things so that you still make money while you do it. That's all I'm saying. I had this conversation. I think Lene is on here. I had this conversation with Lene earlier today. There's so many different ways that you can do this so that you are profitable and so that you make money and so that you still stay ethical and you still stay legal and you still keep your license. A real estate agent can offer a wholesale deal as an option to their seller, especially if you know on the market, you put a house on the market that needs a lot of work and it's not going to sell. If it's going to sell, if you price it right. But then on the off market, wholesale side, you might actually get more for it than you would if you put it on the market. And I know a young lady in the Black Girls in Real Estate group the other day tried to tell me the opposite of that. She swears up and down that real estate agents, they go after the distressed properties too. Really? What real estate agent is going to go after a distressed property? Oh, I saw this beautiful boarded up house. I saw this rundown, shabby looking boarded up house, and I'm going to go see if they want to list it. Why? Why? That's not doing anything for your numbers. It's not doing anything for your numbers. I said again, it does nothing for your numbers. But if you were to offer them a wholesale deal and you can offer somebody a clean 50,000, or you can sell it for 50,000 on the market, or you can offer them a queen, because the majority of the people that are looking on the market don't want to do the work. And the ones that want to put in the work don't want to look on the market because they think everything's overpriced and inflated. So that's the catch 22. Y'all don't hear that part though. Nobody wants to pay attention to that part, but everyone want to tell me what wholesaling is. And none of the people that said wholesaling is illegal have ever wholesaled before. or it's unethical. They've never done it before. And like when I had this conversation with Lene earlier today, what happens is this, and I want y'all to understand, I swear to you, this happens. What happens is you you need to repeat the catch 22 for the people in the back. Okay. Yeah, exactly. You've never done it. And a real estate agent who's figured out how to wholesale successfully and stay ethical, stay legal, and keep their license and offer wholesaling as a second option to their on market or to people who call them to list their properties or even people who want to list their properties who you've done the farming and they want to list their properties. When I tell you you can offer wholesaling as an option to your people, still run this through your broker, and you and your broker can stop leaving money on the table. Mhm. Because you and your broker can stop leaving that money on the table, because there's so many different ways that you can do this. And you can have a wholesaler on your team. A wholesaler is coached and taught how to build their network and their team. A real estate agent is taught how to farm, how to build relationships. They're not building networks. Investors are building networks. And that's what I'm telling you. Real estate agents need to learn how to be investors. And once a real estate agent gets in their brain that they're going to be an investor, they don't mind the wholesalers. I had a real estate agent today reach out to me and say, "Hey, I'm looking to buy some single family homes. If you come across anything, put me on your buyers list. Send me what you got." They're not afraid to work with the wholesalers because they know. He's not afraid to work with me because I taught him how to wholesale real estate. And now he's a real estate agent and he doesn't want to wholesale real estate. He wants to invest and he wants to, so he'll come to me. And I appreciate that big time. How y'all's president say? Bigly. All right. Now, I'm going to get up out of here in a minute, but any questions before we go? Because I'm here to answer questions tonight. I'm just giving y'all little tidbits about things that y'all need to get done. Don't forget, you can still join me in the one on one coaching program for the wholesaling. And not only, and I forgot to tell you because I said this to Lene earlier, and I was like, if you are in my wholesaling course, the coaching one on one to one, you will get 200 skip traced accounts for your market to call. You sure will. So that's another thing you're going to get besides just me and all this, me and my pretty brown face. You'll get 200 skip trace accounts, the five plus hours of pre-recorded education training, the workbook, the guides, the 8 contracts, and meeting with me one to one for 4 weeks, which is going to end up being 5 sessions. Because if you sign up this week, I'm going on vacation. Not next week. I'll be on, but you have to start watching the course before you can schedule your one to one. Now next week we'll do a one to one. The first session doesn't count. That's why I say you're going to end up having 5 sessions, because the first session I don't count because I need to talk to you, see where your market is, guide you, direct you, and give you some instruction. Then you can watch the course and go on, and then we'll schedule your next session. And it'll be, so you'll have one session with me next week to get you acclimated and make sure you got everything that you need. And then the next week I'm on vacation, so we won't meet. And then the week after that we'll have 4 more weeks after that. Got it? Okay. That's how the program is set up. So you really got me for like 5 or 6 weeks, honestly. But let's consider 4. So that's what we're doing. Right? Anything else? Let me make sure I'm not missing any questions before I log up out of here. Mhm. Okay, Queen Trey, I see you sent me that message. Thank you. All right, that's it. Making sure. Now, when we meet again, tomorrow is Friday. I'm not I'm not going live tomorrow. I'm saying no now, but it depends on how I feel tomorrow, to be honest with you. Because tomorrow's gonna be a very stressful day for me. So we're gonna see how it feels. Remember, it's going to be okay. And that's what I have to keep telling myself. It's going to be okay. However, thank you. Always a pleasure. Thank you too, Yolanda. Always. Now, here's another thing I want to run past you guys real quick before I sign off. I am I am going to be live next week, almost every day up until the day I leave for vacation, which is Friday, because I'm on vacation from Friday to Sunday. Friday to the next Sunday. So, what I want you guys to do is this. I want you guys to look. I want you to start looking up properties. Sorry, Instagram, I knew my phone was gonna die. I want you guys to start looking up properties for wholesaling purposes. Telling and sending and seeing what type of properties you think would make good wholesale deals. When I come back, we're gonna my one-on-one people. When I come back, we're gonna get right into numbers because you need to know how to do your numbers. That's going to be your second session. Your first session is like an orientation. We're just going to onboard you into the program. The second session, we're going to get you into these numbers so you can start knowing how to calculate the numbers and how to analyze deals to see if something is worth putting under contract. Okay? And then third session is that third, fourth, and fifth session is when we just straight up hitting the ground, running it, and going out here and getting all of our deals under contract. And yes, I do JV with the people that I coach. So if I come across a deal, if you need a buyer, we can JV on the deal. If you have a buyer that's looking for a property, I can help you find a property, and we can JV on the deal. It's up to you. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, divas and dudes, heifers and hustlers. It is that time of the evening where I wind down and I tell you, you can choose to be anything that you want in this life. I just hope you choose to be kind because at some point in your life, somebody has been really kind to you. And it's always great to pay kindness forward. Not only does it make you a good person for paying kindness forward, but if we all did it, make the world a much better place. And I know for a fact we could all use a little bit more kindness right now and a lot more happiness. And if this was your first time, don't let it be your last. And if you've been here before, please make it a point to keep coming back. And thank you for always supporting your girl. I appreciate you, love and like you a lot. I might be back on tomorrow. It's really gonna depend on how I feel. Because like I said, if I lose that deal, I'm gonna be one angry. So I will talk to you guys mañana. Bye-bye. Have a great day. If I don't talk to you guys tomorrow, I'll definitely come on Saturday morning. Talk to you soon, guys. Have a great night.